Hello and welcome to this weekly psychic forecast for week commencing the 31st of October 2022. It's Halloween. Happy Halloween, Merry Samhain. Blessings to everyone. I've got my little pumpkin here that you may have seen if you had a look at my Halloween reading on my other channel, Cosmic Dragon Tarot. I will link to that above. So we've got the overview of the week laid out in front of us here, then we're going to go day by day as always, and there will be a spiritual guidance message right at the end for everyone, so do stay tuned for that. There will be timestamps of course in the description below, as we always do. So let's dive on in and have a look at the energy for this coming week. Okay, so the veil is extremely thin at this time of year, of course, around Halloween, so there's a lot of activity, a lot of messages coming through for everybody at the moment, and it's a very, very interesting time as well. It's interesting, we've got 25, love that you are different, 24, the map maker of destiny. Interesting, we've got 24 and 25 next to each other. It's very interesting. 24, 6 master builder number, 25, 7, which is wisdom, bringing together the divine masculine and feminine elements, I think, of each of us, and also number 6, the number of the heart, the deserving card here. It's a very interesting energy here. I'm shuffling my little cards as I speak here because, wow, I'm just trying to tune in. It feels very much like this is a really important moment. This Halloween is a really, really important moment for all of us. It does feel like it is really time to move in a new direction for a lot of people, and this week is showing up in that way. So it is about being different, living differently, having a different lifestyle. And I don't mean that as in having an alternative lifestyle, but literally forging a new path, being a bit of a trailblazer right now, being something of an energetic pioneer for others is very much what I'm feeling right now. So yeah, but it is about free will as well. You don't have to do this. It feels like there's an invitation to be your true self. There is an invitation to do what you were really sent here to do in this lifetime. There is an invitation to write your own map, to create your own blueprint now. But you don't have to do it if you don't want to. But if you do want to, the energy is very, very much there for you. But it is going to take a lot of self-worth, and for us to have healed those shadow aspects of self, for us to even be able to do this, to even be able to contemplate doing this right now, you're going to need a strong solar plexus chakra, as we see with the yellow on this card and all the beautiful colours. So yeah, you may well get a glimpse or even an actual opportunity to step forwards and live a very different life. Live a very different life. It may be about moving house. It may be stepping out of sort of the world of work as we think of it into something a bit different, into something more autonomous, something that really resonates and chimes a lot better with you, but will bring the money in, will bring you what you need in ways that perhaps you weren't expecting, or maybe in ways that people told you wasn't possible, and you thought, oh, I would never be able to do that, you know. It's a very inspirational energy. There is a very important theme, I think, of authenticity, because look at this lovely little creature. What is it? You know, is it a rabbit? Is it a butterfly? Is it a dragon? Is it a dragonfly? Who's to say? But it's beautiful, and it appreciates itself. So it is about self-love, no matter who you are, no matter what other people think about who you are. It's about kind of flying your freak flag a little bit this week, very much so. Very much forging that path towards the age of Aquarius that your soul is pushing you towards. So it's going to be a very interesting week in very practical, very earthy, down-to-earth ways, so very noticeable ways, I think. We're actually going to see those changes coming in. So learn to rest, not to quit. So it is about new beginnings on that number 1. And are you aiming too low? 28, 10, 1. Yes, absolutely. So number 1, new beginnings. It will be literally a potential, an opportunity to completely start again, go in a completely new direction now, which is going to be a little bit frightening for some people. I think it may be a little bit too much for some, but there is a little reminder here that you can rest. You don't have to rush into this immediately. This is just being put on your plate right now. It's just being suggested to you that you could go this path. You don't have to do all of it right away. You don't have to jump into it 100%. But at the same time, are you aiming too low in your life? Are you asking for too little from life right now? Because it seems to me that you could be asking for a lot more than you're actually getting. And it comes in on 28, 10, 1, which again brings us back to 1. So it brings in 1 energy with new beginnings, but also 10 with transformation. And on 28, it's remembering that, this is an eternal eternal lifetime. Well, it feels eternal. We are eternal beings having a human lifetime. You know, and it is very much about making choices. So what is the choice that you want to make for you right now, for this lifetime right now? Because it doesn't matter in the grander scheme of things, but what's going to make you happy? That's the question I want you to ask yourself. What is going to make you happy? And it isn't necessarily what other people tell you will make you happy. But also there's a little message there that everybody is teaching you something about yourself, and it comes in on 15-6, which brings in some devil energy. Brings in some temptation to do the wrong thing for the right reasons, or the right thing for the wrong reasons, or the wrong thing for the wrong reasons. Are you doing the wrong thing for the wrong reasons? Are you aiming too low? Are you making yourself really small when you should be shining? Have you forgotten who you are? All of these themes are going to be showing up this week, just to remind us who we are. So 11 coming in, 11-2, bringing in some wisdom there, reminding us, you know, we can take it one step at a time, but we do have to be very honest and very clear about who we truly are right now. So let's move on to Monday. Let's take a look at the days of the week, see what's going on there. Pop these cards away. And on to Monday. So Monday's cards, we have number 48, wash away your burdens. Number 36, the River Queen. Oh, there's a real theme of water coming through here. And number 3, friends and colleagues. This is interesting. Very strong water theme. So it is about going with the flow. It's about emotions as well, but some very interesting numerology here. We've got 48, 12, 3. Interesting, it reduces to a 3. So 48, 12, 3, 48, completion of karmic contract, washing away of burdens. So is it time on Monday to literally let go of the guilt, let go of the worry, and think about what it is you really want to do? Really delve into those emotions, let them guide you, rather than the conscious mind, the monkey mind, who always says, oh, you should do this, you should do that, we learnt this at school, so this is what we think we have to do now, you know, like a little robot that's been programmed to act in a certain way, when that doesn't actually match your nature at all. It is very much about going with your nature right now, going with nature as well, and the energy should feel very natural if you're moving in the right direction, is what I want to say. So we've also got 36 here, so 36-9, again, Master Builder number 36-9, bringing in some very powerful energy there, powerful manifesting energy, some huge potential there to really manifest from the heart, from the feelings, from the emotions. So Monday, all about the feels, all the feels, but that's where we're manifesting from. We're in the feels for the right reasons. We're in our feelings because they show us what it is that we truly want, what we truly desire, what we yearn for, what we long for, what lights us up on fire, what makes us happy, who makes us happy as well. So friends and colleagues coming up here. It may be that there are certain friends in your entourage, in your group, that you just don't chime with anymore, who make you feel icky, who make you feel bad about yourself. Maybe they aren't the right people to be around anymore. Maybe it's a job that makes you feel that way, makes you feel less than, makes you feel like you just maybe shouldn't be there anymore and you want to get away. Or maybe there are people that you do want to move towards and you just want that permission slip to step towards them now, because it is the moment for you to do that. But very watery energy, very Piscean energy, I would say, on Monday. I don't know what's going on in the astrology. You guys know I'm not an astrologer. Any astrologers in the comments, please chime on in. Yeah, very interesting heart energy, opening up the heart. It's definitely going to be a day where we can do heart healing. It's a great day for that, great day for any kind of emotional healing, for therapy, counselling session, Reiki, you know, with a view to actually helping and healing the emotions. It's wonderful for all of that. And also looking at our career and the people around us. So it's not just the job that you do, it's who you do it with, is what I want you to really feel into on Monday. And I don't want to say think about, I want to say feel into what's happening there. Is this the right place for you to be, or is there somewhere better that you should be stepping towards? So let's just have a look at these little cards here. So healer, there we go, there's your confirmation. It's a healing day, it's a day for healing. So that comes in on 59, so 59, 14, yeah, 14, 59, 40, hard to think then, 14, 5. So it brings an opportunity for balance, but also for thinking from the higher mind, from the higher aspect of self, from the soul mind, if you like. Healer, healing, healsome, whole. Yes, I made that word up, but doesn't it work? Healsome. It's a healsome day on Monday. We can heal our emotions, heal some for the fifis. Absolutely. So what else have we got here in the energy? Stab the onion. Okay. Now, right. Thanks, Gemma, for that one. You know who you are. But this is a fun card because normally it is about getting to the heart of the matter. And I think you will get to the heart of your emotions here. And it is about really getting to the heart of the matter and not fannying around or taking it sort of one step at a time. So we may find quite quickly that we do realise who it is that we really want to spend time with and who we don't, because our emotions are probably really quite clear on that. And if you spend some time meditating, you know, getting the conscious mind out of the way, I think it will come up very fast and very clearly who it is that you want to spend time with and who you don't, because at the end of the day, a lot of us aren't even from this planet, so no wonder we don't resonate with some of the souls that are incarnated right now. Some of them, they're just so alien to us, literally. You know, many of us came here as spiritual workers to have a very important lifetime here on Earth, but it doesn't mean that we become completely human. It doesn't mean that we completely understand that experience, you know, because we are always aiming higher. You know, the healers, the empaths, light workers, the integration workers, we're always trying to achieve that higher state of being, whereas there are people who don't. There are people to whom that is completely alien and strange and bizarre, and they're the ones that those of us who came from other star systems are actually here to help and teach, and that's okay. But you've got to remember as well that there are always some snakes out there, the snake in the grass, because some people will intentionally misunderstand you. You can't always explain something to somebody because somebody will misunderstand you on purpose, misconstrue what you've said on purpose, lie to you about other people on purpose. Oh, this person said this and they think that. So I want you to be very careful, and this is why it's so important right now, I think, with this friends and colleagues card, why it's so important to be very careful who you spend your time with and who you spend your energy on, more to the point, because some people are not only not worthy of your energy, they may be harming you energetically. They may be doing you a lot of harm, a bit of a disservice in your actual life as well. So it comes in on a very wise 49, 13, 4. So we have 13 in there, which is about changes and sort of chopping away the dead wood. So it may really be time to be very practical about that. So this isn't just an emotional decision, although the emotions are going to guide you. It's going to be a very important decision on many levels, not just because it makes us feel a bit nicer. This is literally being incredibly practical, but the emotions can be practical. So I think that's important to remember. So we will move on to Tuesday now. Let's pop these little cards away. Oops. Okay, there we go. Let's take a look at Tuesday's energy. All right, Tuesday we have 11, embrace the masculine. We have 41, the cosmos. Wow. And number 2, planning and action. Ooh, big energy. Now this is an interesting energy because we've got 11-2, so 11-2. That's nice, very balanced. And 41 brings in an opportunity for balance, but remembering, you know, just how small and insignificant, well, seemingly insignificant, we matter too. We are one with the cosmos after all. So we are one and we are everything, and we are also the individual. So there's certainly that little reminder coming in today. So it's a good day to look up at the stars and just remember that. Wow, real messages coming in from on high, I want to say, from very high realms, real powerful messages to do with our spiritual growth, our spirituality, but messages of wisdom coming in as well, maybe connected to certain religions for some people, which is absolutely fine. But it's interesting because it comes in with such powerful sort of high level wisdom. It really feels like for some people this is going to be a bit of a shock to the system if you're not expecting this kind of message, or if you're not quite ready for it, or even if you are, it may be a bit more than you're expecting. And we've got the divine masculine coming here as well with the green man, so connecting into nature as well. So we've got nature, we've got the cosmos, so we've got heaven and earth both showing up here in this reading. this is a big energy. This is a big day. Heaven and earth showing up to help plan your next steps. Oh my goodness. So who's going to show up and help me? Oh, only heaven and earth. That's wonderful. Big, big energy reminding you that, yes, you may think that you're small and insignificant, but you're also God. So of course you're worthy. Of course you're worthy of help from the earth and from heaven. Of course you are. There's a lot of help and assistance in the system, I want to say, on Tuesday to actually help you plan your next steps on your journey to wherever it is you want to go, whether it's actually moving house, changing jobs, looking for a relationship, just changing direction completely. I want to say with this little compass on here, maybe it's a complete change of direction that we've been talking about previously this week, because there will be, for some people, literally complete changes of direction. I want to talk about space for some reason as well. There may be a connection to space or space travel there for some people too. And that isn't necessarily how we think it is. It doesn't necessarily work how we think it does. So it may be a connection to higher dimensions. I want to say fifth dimension particularly for some people coming in here. So fifth dimensional guides stepping in with additional information, with additional ideas and plans for you moving forwards. But they can work out to be incredibly practical. You know, the fifth dimensional beings aren't stupid. They can be intensely practical and they can really guide you at the moment. And I think it's important because a change of direction is definitely needed for a lot of people. We must balance all aspects of self, and it's very important to balance the masculine right now as well. The masculine is very, very out of balance on this planet, particularly in the Western world, you know, being much maligned at the moment, which is extremely unhelpful. How can you possibly balance aspects of yourself if one aspect is being maligned the whole time? That's energetically extremely toxic, and we do need to welcome back the masculine energy in to honour it in the correct way. So it would be nice to get out into nature, maybe spend time around some oak trees, to just invite the divine masculine to commune with your energy to help bring that balance back within your own body of the masculine and feminine energies there. Very, very important. I'm also drawn to the yoga pose, the eagle, because I'm actually doing that with my hands right now without really thinking about it. So that would be a good posture for today. If somebody can tell me what that posture does, that would be wonderful, because it'd be very interesting to know why I'm drawn to that one today. So Tuesday, very interesting day. Let's see what else we've got going on. So it's okay to play and explore. You don't have to know everything. Yes, that's the other aspect of wisdom. So we've got another 2 coming in here. There's definitely 2 energy today. 11-2 energy for Tuesday, definitely. Which is interesting because it's actually November, isn't it? On Tuesday, it's November 1st. So we're going to have 11-2 energy from the month anyway. But it is okay. You don't have to know everything. And that is part of wisdom. Wisdom isn't just, I know all these things and I'm really clever, which is what we're kind of taught it is in this society because academics, am I right? But wisdom is also knowing how much you don't know and playing with it and having fun with it like a child. You don't have to be so serious all the time, and learning and sort of experimenting and trying things. It's supposed to be exciting this lifetime. It's not supposed to be boring. It's not supposed to be a chore. And how can you build on this? Oh, wow, wonderful. How can you build on what you already know, what you've already learned, what you've already gained in experience? Comes in on that powerful eternal 44-8 as well. So there is a real opportunity for new beginnings, for very, very stable beginnings today as well, I want to say, on Tuesday. It comes through with a very stable energy, which is going to feel very supportive if you've been feeling worried, concerned, anxious. It's a very nice, stable day, kind of underpinned by that masculine energy there. So it's a very nice day if you do want to go outside, do any sort of ritual work, but I think you may be feeling a little bit calmer on this day. So any tasks that require you to be quite calm of mind, this is a good day to get them done because you'll be able to focus. So let's take a look at what comes after Tuesday. That would be Wednesday, I knew that. Right. Wednesday's cards, we have 16, Heed the Messengers. We have number 40, the Fire Prince. Oh, interesting. And we have number 5, Back and Forth. Okay, that's interesting. I kind of almost want to put this card here, because this one is the seesaw. That's classic number 2 energy, actually, the image of the seesaw, although it comes in on 5, which is interesting. because we've almost got two opposite poles here. We've got this very cool blue, we've got this very hot fire prince here as well, that comes in on 40, but 40 is the number of viability. We're ready to go. We're ready to go on Wednesday. We're all dressed up and we're ready to go, but we may have nowhere to go. So definitely feelings of frustration coming in for Wednesday. You may be ready to go, but being held back. Your guidance may be saying to you, it's not quite the moment. I know you're all fired up and ready to charge forwards with your new plans, but hang on for a minute, because we've got to think about this. We've got to reconsider. There are some things to reconsider, or it might not be quite the right timing just yet. And we've got this back and forth card here. So this is very much as a warning here, not to rush in. Fools rush in where angels fear to tread. You know, don't rush into anything on Wednesday. This is particularly true if you have a decision to make between two different options, for example. Even if it seems really, really clear on Wednesday, I'm going to suggest just have another think, just maybe sleep on it, because this back and forth energy suggests that you may be about to change your mind, or you may change your mind when you go deeper into it with the mind. It may be a little bit of an impulsive day, so we do have to be a little bit careful there with this energy. Because do pay attention, because again, even if we think we've got it all in the bag, we know what we're doing, unexpected things can happen at 16:7. Okay, so word to the wise, we move forwards when the signs are right, when the time is right. Divine timing is right. We don't just charge forwards, even if we want to, even if we feel completely 100% ready and we don't understand why our guides are saying no. You know, sometimes it's best to heed the warnings, otherwise we can end up causing problems for ourselves, which would be really unnecessary. It is an interesting day, but it is a day of kind of polarities again coming in there. So there could be arguments. There could be people who really can't meet in the middle because they don't want to. It is a day where spiritually things are going on. Oh, there we go. It's another 16. Look at that. Kundalini rising. So yeah, I've got 16. Very disruptive energy coming in there, but very wise and mystical energy coming in too. So it could be a day where we do learn things on a spiritual level, where there is spiritual growth to be had, spiritual enlightenment, awakenings happening. So that's what that's why it may not be the moment to actually charge forward just yet, until all of those things have been sorted out, until all of the boxes have been ticked, all of the ducks have lined up, because people are going woo crazy all over the place, you know, having their Kundalini rising experiences, which can be very unsettling, very unbalancing. And this card here is telling us very clearly we have to be balanced before we can charge forwards. We can't just let the Fire Prince charge ahead with his optimism, with his very Aryan Martian energy here. We have to be very clear about what it is that we want. We have to pull back, pay attention to our guides, and be very, very clear about it. So let's see what else they've got to say here. We have right place, right time. What I just said in 4 words. Okay. And playtime is over. Oh, we're not mucking around. We are not mucking around. Oh, that might be why. Okay, yeah. Wednesday's energy, playtime is over, comes in on 14.5. 14 again is about balance, but it's also where the individual meets, where the rubber meets the road. The individual meets the kind of the real world. So you better be damn sure what you're doing on Wednesday, or you'd better not do it. But it is about being at the right place at the right time. This is about divine timing, and that's what will bring the transformation at 13. The transformation can only come when it's the right moment. Even if we think we're ready, the universe might not be. It may be holding us back for a reason. So don't run you before you can walk on Wednesday. Take your time with things. Be very careful. And if your guides are saying it's not quite the moment, then maybe just take another day. You know, if you've got an important decision to make and you're not on too much of a time scale with it, sleep on it and see what tomorrow's energy actually brings. So speaking of tomorrow's energy, let's have a look at tomorrow's energy. Okay. Alrighty, Thursday's cards. 44, surrender to the flow. We've got another 44. Got more flow. 1, the High Lady of Love and Compassion. And we have 3, behind a mask. Okay, so on Thursday we might actually find out why it was that we were being told not to rush forwards, being cautioned a little bit on Wednesday, because it seems like something here is not all that it seems. Someone's wearing a mask. something is hidden from you. You did not have all the information on Wednesday. Obviously this isn't for everybody, but for many people you didn't have all the information. It feels like the new beginning is possible on Thursday, and that's when it will start to flow, but you'll do it with full information of what everyone's intentions are, what everyone is intending to get out of this situation, what their motivations are, what their true nature is as well, their true personality. And it comes in on 44.8 again. That's our second 44.8, which is interesting to see. 44 is showing up a lot for me at the moment in my readings, in my personal life. It is showing up so much. It's a very, very strong theme at the moment. And as you know, Elon Musk just bought Twitter for 44 billion. And if you haven't seen my numerology video about that from earlier in the year, I will link above, because it's pretty fun actually watching it all happen, watching it all play out, like the numbers indicated. But yes, new beginnings with kindness, with consideration, thinking carefully, moving in a very thoughtful, perhaps a little bit pensive, but really a well-considered manner. This lady is not in any rush. She's very wise. She's very in tune with what's around her. And that's how we need to be on Thursday. Wise, in tune, going with the flow, not fighting against the energy, being very clear about what the situation is, who we can trust, who we can't trust, who is doing good, who is not doing good. Being coming from a real place of wisdom, I want to say. There's a real sense of calm and wisdom on Thursday. Again, the starseed card showing up on number 9. So number 9 does come in with a need for wisdom. Again, so there will be downloads, there'll be information coming in from higher dimensions, from higher realms, actually helping to guide us through Thursday, because it is going to be an interesting day. But I think it will feel quite easy as long as you don't fight against the current. Okay, if you go with the flow on Thursday, I think you'll be absolutely fine. If you try to be duplicitous, you won't. All right, it's just not that kind of energy. Again, comes in with a healing energy. Very healing. So this is carrying on from the healing that we had earlier on in the week, the emotional healing. It has got a very calm feeling to it today. So it could be a good day to do meditation and contemplation, to do spiritual practice, to do certain types of magical working where you do want to be very calm, where you have a very sedate energy. So good for healing, perhaps good for planning for the future, good for taking a little bit of a look at your manifesting list. I think that could be a good one today. Let's see what else. The universe is vast, generous and abundant. Yeah, definitely for manifesting. But there's a lot of wisdom comes in today as well. So I think there's a lot of wisdom to be had. This isn't about us being wise. It's about us learning, us acquiring wisdom, acquiring higher knowledge. So it could be a good day to read and study. I think that will be highlighted. That will be something that could be quite successful today. As long as we're doing it coming from the heart, coming, at it for the right reasons. Pick up the book that comes to you, I want to say, rather than searching for something and I'm going to make this happen. No, see what comes to you. A book might just fall into your hands, or a video or an audio book. Obviously we live in the information age now. Who knows how the information will come to you. I like books. I still read them. I've got a big bookcase over there off camera that you can't see. Because remember, what you fight, you become. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think that's going to be one of the lessons today. If you don't like how people are acting, don't copy them. Don't say, I'm not really copying them because I'm doing it for the other reason. I'm doing it for the opposite reason. You're still copying them. You're still doing the same thing. Okay. If somebody goes around punching people in the face and saying, it's because I don't like that you're wearing a blue shirt, and somebody who is wearing a blue shirt starts going around punching people in the face saying, I'm doing it because you're wearing an orange shirt and you punch the person with the blue shirt and that makes it okay. Because it does not. And I shouldn't have to point this out, because we are adults, not children in the playground. 2 wrongs don't make a right. All right. And what you fight, you become. What you resist, you become. What you resist healing in yourself, you become. This is a day of great wisdom and healing coming from the heart. And we don't come from the heart if we're punching people in the face. Okay. You can't fight for peace. You can only peace for peace. And that's a difficult lesson for a lot of people, especially at the moment, because it's very, very tempting to be drawn into those conflicts, drawn into those angry fights, to fall into anger, blaming, violence. It's very easy and say, but it's okay because I'm doing it for the right reasons. You're not. There's no such thing as the right reasons. Okay. So on that note, shall we move on? Alrighty. Alrighty then. Friday. Let's take a look. Friday's cards, we have 34, reveal your truth. 43, the word lord. Now that's some interesting numerology there. It's another little mirror, 34, 43. And 6, playing it safe. Now it's interesting because the words I'm actually given with these cards here are, it's a day to meet your opposite. Almost like meeting your counterpart, or for some people maybe meeting a twin flame or something like that, or a soulmate or something, but somebody who is the complete opposite to you but also the same, like a mirror image, like a reflection. It's that energy, it's reflection energy. 34, 43, 43, 7, 34, 7. So it's those 4s and 3s just playing. 14, 5, yeah. It all stays around the 5, 6, 7 energy for Friday. It's all 5, 6, and 7. So playing it safe. All right. And hiding behind a mask, revealing your truth. For some people, I feel like there will be sort of a declaration of love or something, or some honesty coming out on Friday, but really wanting to do it and maybe not quite getting there because we want to play it safe. You know, we might meet someone who looks absolutely perfect for us, you know, in a romantic sense, or even as a friend, and we're just a little bit too shy to say so. We're not quite sure if we should, or, you know, and that's okay, but you really need to be honest on Friday. There's a real need for honesty because there's a lot of dishonesty in the system with this girl hiding behind the mask, and the dishonesty that can come from the word lord. You know, the pen is mightier than the sword. It is. So I think there will be a lot of lies spreading around on Friday. I think we'll notice them in the media, maybe on social media, on Twitter. A lot of lies, a lot of miscommunications on purpose, a lot of misdirection happening. But the truth does want to be seen. And I want to say on Friday, although there is this theme of deception, although it would be very easy to fall into that as well, I want to say stay on the right side of that energy. Be honest in all of your dealings on Friday, in all of your relationships with people that you meet. Try to be as honest and communicative as possible. Don't hide. Don't obfuscate. You know, be clear about who you are and what it is that you want from a situation, whether it's at work, from a new person you've met who might be, you know, a potential mate, you know, if you're going on a date or something. Honesty has to be the best policy on Friday because the energy can be just so deceptive otherwise. Beware of deception, I want to say as well on Friday. Be very, very cautious of deception. And I think there are people who think they're doing it for the right reasons as well, so you've got to be very, very careful. All right, rainbow light becomes white on number 10. Change the record. Yeah. Change the flipping record. 36.9. Again, 36.9 showing up. That one's making a second appearance this week. So Master Builder number 36.9. Yeah, if we want people to be honest with us, we must be honest with other people as well. Okay. Rainbow light becomes white. I mean, ultimately we are all one. We are all the same. We may be having slightly different human experiences, but at the end of the day, we all pass on and then we all come back again, or most of us. Some people stay up there, some people do other things, you know, but we all move on to our next phase, our next lifetime. We hit that transformational 10, boom, off we go. Okay, nobody's getting out of this lifetime alive. Not in human form, anyway, not in this dense, difficult human body form. And thank goodness for that, right? Okay. What is truth and where does it lie? Oh my, comes in on 30. Whew. Yeah, okay. It does feel very much like there are very, very big themes of truth and lies and dishonesty coming in for Friday, because this is all about the future now. This is like, it feels like somebody lying at quite a high level about what's coming in the future. So things that you hear in the media, in the press, you know, on social media, high up people, authority figures, important people in the world, what you hear them saying, I want you to take it with a very big fucking pinch of salt today, because somebody's lying. Somebody is telling a very, very big porky pie. And it could very much skew people's perception of what's coming to the future, but what they're saying is not true. They need to change the record because they're lying to us. They are propagating a lie that has been around for a long time, that we are small, we are worthless. You know, it might just be about, oh, you're going to all eat bugs and everyone's going to have to do this and have to live in squalor and own nothing and be happy, all of those lies. It could be as simple as that, but it could be something a little bit more subtle, perhaps on a national level, at local levels, or even within a company that you work for. You know, it may just be the neighbour who always tells lies. You never know. But be very, very careful, very, very wary, because there is a lot of deception around on Friday. So it's not a good day for judgments. It's not a good day for legal matters. It's not a good day for financial agreements. I would try to say steer away from any sort of contracts on Friday if you can. Delay. That's just my opinion, obviously not advice, and not financial advice, not legal advice. It just kind of feels like it's not quite the right day for it. The energy is too dishonest, and I don't think you'll necessarily get the right information. Even if the information's there, you might not get it on Friday, so it might be better to wait to another day. So let's take a look at Saturday now. All right, so Saturday. Stay there. So selenite trying to wobble off. There we go. I'll just run through the crystals we've got here today because I realise I haven't introduced them. We have the little dragon egg. This is clear quartz. We have my black shungite sat on rainbow hematite, which is stand, otherwise it also rolls away. Nobody wants that. We have a little piece of little sphere of selenite. Don't get it wet. It's water soluble. Stay. Right, now this is an interesting one. This is clear quartz, but this is one that I actually wild foraged. This is this is from Cornwall, and it looks a lot like an animal skull. I really like this one, so this one stays with me a lot. Then we have this little piece of labradorite, very beautiful, very small. So there's lovely flashes of blue. And lastly, we have, oops, you stay there. This one likes to spin. Lastly, we have this lovely smoky quartz point, which I really love this one. I love the window here. I love working with this one. It's very powerful. I use this in healing a lot. It's a very powerful little crystal. And you might recognise some of them from my most recent reading over on Cosmic Dragon. So, Saturday, that's where we are. Saturday's cards. We have number 23, Let the Emotions Flow. Oh my God, is it all the feels this week, or is it all the feels this week? Because seriously, all the feels. Shadow Queen, 16, another 16. We've got Tower energy coming in again, oh my God. Okay, number 7, Victim Mentality. Okay, now this feels very connected to whatever's happening on Friday. Very, very connected. Saturday can be a day very much where we're feeling very down, very disempowered, perhaps frightened, fearful about the future. A lot of people are going to be feeling fearful about the future. But if you know this, that doesn't have to include you. Okay, you can be very pragmatic. You can be very clear that there's a lot of lies and deception in the system. So it is a good day to let some of that out if you're struggling, if you're feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. Let it out. Cry, scream, run, swim, whatever it is that you need to sing, whatever it is that you need to do, you know, to turn your amp up to 11 and rock on out if that makes you feel better. You know, we all have our ways of dealing with things. But yes, very important to let it out because there's a lot going around in the mind and the emotions at the moment. The emotions are what you need to release to make you feel better. That's where you're going to find your deepest truth, I feel. And look, we've got the pouring water here and the pouring water here. So it can either pour out of you or pour in and drown you. Okay, that's kind of the choice you've got here. Either you let the feelings out or you play victim and they drown you. Okay, and I think it's the Aboriginals in Australia have a saying, if you don't let your tears out, they will drown you. So that's very clearly represented here, very, very clearly. Cosmic alignment 43. Oh yes. Okay, so it really is the moment for that. There's a lot going on astrologically. Be interesting to know the astrology for today. I recommend you look yours up. There's a lot going on in the system. This is a day for releasing. Let the poison out because there are big changes coming that you are not going to be completely in control of. Your job is to survive them and do the best that you can for your life, to stay out of the chaotic energy. And we do this by releasing. We do this by releasing hurt, anger, those hurt feelings, so that we can really cleanse our soul, cleanse our inner being, so that we can feel better, so that we can see the light. We can be guided through the forest even when we appear to be blindfolded. You know, she's literally got the hood over her eyes. She can't see where she's going, but she's going intuitively guided by this bright light from the crystal. yeah, we must keep going, even if it seems that things are going very, very wrong in our country, in our society, in our town, you know, in our family. It may be a very, very challenging day. And we've got this tower energy coming in again on 16. I think that's our third 16 this week. If somebody wants to go and count for me, please put it in the comments, because that's a lot of 16 energy. Very, very challenging. 16, 7, lots of sevens this week. 7 is the number of the mystic. We've got another one here. So, I mean, 7, the number of the mystic, it can be very interesting. We learn a lot spiritually during these times, and I think because it's quite a challenging week, we are going to learn a lot on a spiritual level, but at the same time it's going to make us want to not partake. I think that's the point here, you know. And for a lot of us who are on this spiritual path, a lot of the time we're just like, stop the world, I want to get off. It's that kind of, oh really, do I have to do this? I can see everything so clearly, and I can see the mistakes people are making, and I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be dragged into their shit. But that is our lesson, is to learn how not to be dragged into it, or to survive if we are, to find higher ways of energetic existing so that it doesn't affect us. We must rise above those energies. We must learn to transcend those darker, denser energies, and that is our challenge right now, and that is far more difficult. So body-soul alignment, very much bringing our body up to the vibration of our soul. This is our job right now at 57. Okay, so 57, there's a lot of wisdom comes in at 57, but wisdom of the mind that we actually have access to, direct access to in the mind, that we have learned in this lifetime. And it is about bringing our body into a higher vibrational level. So it maybe a good idea to do some yoga, tai chi, qigong, martial arts, you know, something to bring the energetic level of your body up today, or just do some Reiki or self-healing, you know, go outside and ground yourself, lift your body, some chanting, some meditation, lift your body up to that higher level. This is our job right now. This is how we get through this difficult time, this challenging age that we're living in. We raise the body up to the level of the soul. That's how we do it. And we have our angels here with us at 27-9, desperately trying to help us to do it. They are here. They're always here to help us, no matter what. And there is a little reminder here of how much angelic help is available to us that we don't ask for. When things are going wrong, first thing, first reaction, first impulse, ask the angels to help. Angels, can you help with this? Angels, you know, you might feel like a broken record at the end of the day on Saturday. But hey, this is their job. This is why they're here. And you know they can't intervene without your permission. And interestingly, our last card, we've got another 23 here as well. Slow down to speed up. So 23-5, which is a number of the mind, the intellect, but it's the higher mind again. So it's about the higher mind, the soul, the body all coming into alignment. But we do that by letting out our emotions, by slowing down. We raise our vibration by slowing down. If we rush around all of the time, we actually fall into very low, dense vibrations, and that might seem a little bit counterintuitive because you're like, well, we're moving faster, how are we vibrating more slowly? But things like work, stress, sadness, you know, but sadness, depression, sadness that we wallow in, that we don't heal, that we don't clear from our body, all lowers our vibrations. So the stress of the day-to-day grind that we're all subjected to in this lifetime, that will lower your vibration. And the more you're running around very, very fast trying to do 100 things, the more it's lowering your vibration, the slower you're going in reality, even though you think you're going fast. So you have to slow down to speed up your vibration here. And that's a very, very important lesson for Saturday. So let us move on to Sunday now. Right, okay. Who wants to bet we've got another 16? Right, if I got any left. Number 4, Be Without Malice. Number 13, the Swan Queen. I've actually got 2 from this deck for this one because 2 wanted to come out. We have 35, the Lady of Lightning. Well, she might as well be a 16 because she's basically the Tower card in a different guise. And then we have number 2, Status Quo. Okay. There we go. Righty-ho. Okay, Sunday. Hello, Sunday. You're a bastard, aren't you? Okay. Whew. What I want to say for Sunday is it's okay. It's okay if things don't go your way on Sunday, because they may not. Either you'll be stuck in a very specific status quo that you would rather get out of, or something is going to come in that you really weren't expecting. But it is a day of unexpected change. And the unexpected could be that you were expecting to have a change and it didn't happen. Okay, it can feel very stagnant for some people, very stuck for some people, the energy. But it is about change, it is about transformation, because we've got the Swan Queen on that transformative 13. And the Swan Queen, of course, she's surrounded in snow, and she reminds us that everything happens in the right season. It does change. Change always happens. This is a cycle card here. So the status quo never remains the status quo for long, only for as long as it is able to. And then when the season changes, that changes too. Okay, so be without malice. Yeah, whatever happens on Sunday, try to stay in a calm place. Try to stay chill, okay, because it's all happening for the right reasons. It does feel very much like divine timing is at play. Feels very much like synchronicity, serendipity is at play on Sunday. There's a lot going on. So even if it doesn't seem like it, we're very much entering the age of Aquarius right now. Sunday is a day where I think humanity takes a big leap forwards, and if humanity's taking a big leap forwards, it might not be the moment for you to take a step forwards, because you might be there literally supporting everybody else's energy. Okay, your job might literally be to hold the space for the rest of humanity. Okay, so no pressure. No pressure there or anything, but that's quite a big job. It is a powerful day for magical practice, I want to say, especially outside, for worship, for spiritual practice, prayer, meditation. Obviously it's a Sunday, so that is kind of traditional, but I do feel like it is a particularly good day for it as well. Let's see what else we've got. What you fight, you become, what I was saying earlier. Yeah, don't try to fight it on Sunday. If it's not quite the moment, it's not quite the moment, and that's a theme this week. You can get up and go do the thing when it is the right moment. Okay, so if it is showing up, if the changes are showing up super fast, get going. If it's not, don't fight it. Okay, and it's going to be one or the other for most people. Okay, right. Yeah, strange old day. Strange old day, but there is a reminder here that there is no lack, regardless of what else happens. 34/7, another 34/7. Whatever else happens, there is no lack. So if it's not happening for you right now, if it's not moving forwards for you right now, that's okay. It's just timing. It's just timing. It's not because you can't have it. It might just be you can't have it right now. You can't have that right now, not at this exact moment. There's a lot going on, and part of your job here is very much to support mankind, to help other people as well, to help all of the souls, because we are all one at the end of the day. So we must support each other in our evolution, in our spiritual growth. And there's a huge angelic presence here on Sunday, that you may also notice here, and on Saturday too. And again, that comes in on a transformative 4610-1. So yeah, it is about experiencing the world from the heart on Sunday. It's quite a devotional day, but it's also I want to say that there's perhaps an urge to do charity work on Sundays, where you may find yourself being charitable or helping someone or directly helping a charity. There's a bit of an altruistic energy on Sunday as well, which is very nice, which is about helping your fellow man to become all that they can be. And again, for some people, there's going to be more Kundalini rising, there's going to be more people ascending to higher levels of spiritual being, which is why they might need you to wait for them. They might need you to support them spiritually and emotionally. If you have a friend or a family member who's acting a little bit crazy, they might be having a Kundalini rising. They might be moving to a higher plane of existence, to a higher dimension. And that's okay, because we're all shifting at the moment to higher dimensions, to higher planes of existence, and boy, isn't it noticeable. Half the time I literally feel like I'm in a different world to a lot of the rest of the world. It literally feels like I've got one foot in this world and one foot out of it. And like I'm observing the world from slightly outside of it. And if you're feeling that as well, which I'm sure a lot of you are, that means you've literally shifted. You've literally energy shifted away from some people, which is why you can't resonate with them anymore. You don't understand what they're doing or why they're doing it. And you're watching them from a slightly different energetic vibration. You're kind of up here watching them, sat on a bench up here going, what are you doing down there? Waiting for them to catch up with you. And they will. They will. We will all get there, because it is our destiny. It is what we're supposed to do. It's certainly going to happen. But yeah, try not to be angry with people, even if they're acting irrationally on Sunday, because some people definitely will be acting stupid or irrational. But just know that this is part of a collective Kundalini rising on Sunday. It's part of a collective ascension, if you like. It's just a kind of a big Okay, I don't know if you heard that. Something just fell over in in the next room. Kind of a big disruptive event, like whatever that was falling over. So, bit of confirmation there from the universe. So let's move on now to our spiritual guidance message for this week. Just hopefully going to pull all of this together, make it all make a bit more sense. So this week, I love these cards. We have 29, 11, 2, 11, 2, and 33. Look at those numbers. So giraffe spirit, see the big picture. Butterfly spirit, transformation is beautiful. And horse spirit, freedom is yours. Wow. So yeah, that's kind of this week in a nutshell. Huge transformation going on, coming from a place of great wisdom. But everybody's doing it. Look at all these infinite number of butterflies. We're all transforming at the moment. All of us. And you've got to see that bigger picture in your day-to-day life right now, because it is no longer about oh, I'm going to move to this town and have this job, and then I'm going to buy a pony and whatever it is, and a dog, and your plans may well go awry because there's a much bigger picture going on here at the moment. So some of the stuff we want on a more basic human level may not be possible at the moment, just because there's so much going on with humanity's evolution. It's kind of taking over our lives a little bit at the moment, and not forever. I promise, not forever. We will be able to do more things, but just for now, we kind of have to hang on in there and remember that we are here to embody Christ on earth, on that number 33 of the Christ consciousness. We are here to create heaven on earth, to help people ascend to a higher spiritual level, higher spiritual plane, so that whole of humanity can ascend. But it's not a quick thing to do. Oh, look, it's another 29. They're being very cheeky today. 29, 11, 2 seems to be the theme of this week. Which is about the wisdom that comes from choices and the choices that we make. Wow. Okay, it's also very emotional energy there as well. And the sadness at the end of an era, but learning that no mud, no lotus, yeah. For us to move on to 30 from 29, yeah, there's a bit of wistfulness there. Nines generally don't want to move forwards because they know where they've been, they know everything that came before them, but suddenly it's we're back to 10 and I don't know what I'm doing anymore. So we can feel very nervous at a stage, at like a 9 stage, like 29. But there's also the recognition here that we have to go through all of the crap to get to the higher plane of existence as well. All of the things that we've been through, all the senseless deaths and wars and fighting and monarchies and authorities and cruelty, and it was all necessary, unfortunately, and how I wish it wasn't, but it was all necessary to get to where we are now. Apparently we needed to do it or we wouldn't have done it. And I mean the big collective we, the very big we, as in everybody who's been before us, because we are moving to greater levels of freedom, but we can't have that freedom until we grow up, until we can be trusted with it, until we can be trusted to be evolved enough to take care of ourselves, to look after ourselves. So we must step up now. And I think this is one of the most important things in the energy at the moment, is that we have to step up and show that we can be trusted. So we have to do it first. We have to step up and show that we don't need authority, by being responsible for ourselves, by making our own decisions, by not bowing down to the latest authority figure or monarch who comes along just for the sake of, oh, well, they said they're in charge of me, so I better bow down and I better do what they say. No, bollocks to that. That's nonsense. That's not how you become an adult. You don't become an adult by acting like a child. Okay, that should be obvious, but apparently it's not to most people at the moment. Authority is an illusion. Absolutely an illusion. If you haven't heard of Larkin Rose, do look him up and look up his work. It's very revelatory about the illusion of authority. It explains it kind of in everyman terms, very much like his work. He does have a channel, I think, here on YouTube. Well worth a look. But just remember that if you want the universe to treat you like an adult, start acting like one. If you want to be in charge of your choices and not pushed around and told that you'll eat bugs and own nothing and be happy, then start acting like an adult. And that is what we have to do. We have to act as sovereign beings now. And the time is now. The time is now for us to do this. And it is scary because it is a new start. It absolutely is. But we are reaching these new levels of wisdom now, these new levels of consciousness. It's all there waiting for us. The horse is saddled and ready to go. We just have to be brave enough to jump on its back and direct it so that we can all move forwards as a collective. Because where we go one, we go all. So I hope that was revelatory for you. I hope that was helpful. Thank you for reaching the end of the video with me. If you've reached this far, if you could put in the comments, no mud, no lotus, just like on this card, no mud, no lotus, pop a comment in there for me, because comments really, really help the algorithm. And I'll know you watched the whole video, and I love you so much. Thank you. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a like on the video, comment anything you like. I love to hear anything that's going on in your life. Absolutely love your feedback. Thank you so much for your comments. It's wonderful. And share this video with a friend, of course. And I will see you all very, very soon. Have a wonderful Halloween. Have a wonderful week. Let's get this ascension started.